Hello and welcome to Mzansi. We're back again. I'm hoping that that was unexpected. But in any case, thank you very much for being with us and just to appreciate people who are really going all out in trying to make sure that Mzansi is actually helped. Because yesterday, Emily, I was talking to you today.
Yes.
Telling you about how funny it is that yesterday we paid something like
13 pounds.
13 pounds. And then someone just sends us 15 pounds.
Thank you.
This is just to thank them. And the funny thing, the person who sent us this from my side, it appears as user. I don't know because I'm not sure why, but it appears as a user. But I just go through it. Yes, still appears as a user. Thank you very much, user, and also thanking just right there under that it's soft angle, who also has contributed 7 days ago, and Kibe Morule. I'm hoping that I'm calling the name correct. Thank you very much again. And then the last one is Black Moses too. Thank you very much. Those are people that really have been helping because it's important. It's like the same as members. Yes. Thank you very much.
May God increase your funds where you are taking them from.
Yes,
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. It was unexpected for someone to view, considering that we were not live at the time. But I mean, we still managed to actually get such a really good blessing. Thank you very much. Just like you could read our minds, because yesterday we sat here thinking, when we had to go live, that's why we went late yesterday.
Yes.
We finished early, but we went late. But here we are. Thank you to everyone who's watching the adverts. Thank you. Liking the video, sharing the video. Thank you, all of you. We can't actually put most of you here because I think everyone, in their own way, they are contributing. I can't even measure how much they contribute, but the contribution is really appreciated. But today, the point is, Emily, we're here to look at what Chico Twala has said. I mean, these are people that are outside the case, as they would say, but when they talk, they draw attention from us. They really are people that we want to hear what they have to say because of many reasons. Many reasons.
True. Yes.
One might say, hey, why those people? But many reasons. And one of them is that Chico Twala, obviously the son, Longwe Twala, was one of the people who were there. And he was hurt saying that my son and Kelly, they know this. We don't know anything. He repeated it in this interview. So we're just going to look at it and we're going to talk about it. And definitely we're not stopping producing here. We're still going to produce other stuff. We saw other people's requests. We might not be answering you, but we just see and we pass. When it's time like this, that's when we go back and then we see what can we do in terms of research as quick as possible, because it is important that we also do research. And then we come back to you, deliver. Whether it was viewed by many or less, in this case, it's immaterial. What is important is that we try by all means to bring you what you guys are looking for, if it's possible.
Yeah, most certainly. Hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us yet again for another live stream. We have an update from two very important individuals that are centered around the Senzo Meyiwa Trial. I remember the narration of Miss Popola talking about Chico's behavior and demeanor on the day that they found out that Senzo had passed on. In fact, how she narrated it was that Chico arrived at the hospital, and as the nurse or doctor or whatever told them that Senzo was no more, Chico balanced with the wall and fell down slowly. It was like a movie scene.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, what an emotion. What a demonstration of emotion. It's almost as if the way she's describing it, Chico cared about Senzo so much.
And, well, from what we are picking up in terms of what he's saying, it sounds like he cares about, we cared about Senzo, as he normally would portray, even in his speaking, Chico Twala, that is.
Well, Longwe Twala is apparently ready to take the stand and testify as a witness in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. Chico Twala shared in an interview that his son will be testifying, Longwe Twala. And Chico told 702 radio host Clement Manyatela that the state's prosecution wants to feature his troubled son on the witness list. This after he was recently taken in for questioning by police. Now, isn't this interesting? Longwe, who has been battling substance abuse over the years, allegedly left the rehabilitation center where he underwent treatment on the 8th of March. So there is a recording where he is speaking on the situation.
Before we go to the recording, Aswadla Mandla Bantu Aisholom Sil, Lindeni Hadebe, thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you.
Lindeni Hadebe, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so let me play you what we definitely have played on our side. But before I do that, Emily, hey, you're going to kill me today because, you know, as we are doing this, I start remembering that there are a few things that I might not have done.
Okay.
Which is the sound is, but
there is a recording where he's speaking on the situation, and in this recording a lot of things were revealed to guys.
Yes.
So we have to listen to it attentively. Maybe we'll play it twice so that it sinks in, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah, so sound is sorted. Yes, guys, I am everything when it comes to the sound. I'm the whole team. So some of these things I forget the system, but yeah, let's listen to it.
How's Longwe doing?
Well, Longwe just came back from rehab on Friday. He's doing okay. I think the police came to pick him up yesterday. But they just wanted to interview because they want him to be a state witness.
Is he willing to be a state witness?
No, he's willing. I think he looks good. Yes, he's willing. You know, he's actually ready to actually talk about what happened because he's the only one and the people who were in the house who can tell the story, what happened there. You know, the rest of us, we can just talk. We're not there.
Because we assume what happened.
Exactly.
So you actually got the call, well, still on Longwe. You got the call, I think, from Kelly after Senzo Meyiwa was killed, right? What did she say to you on that call? Did she say, come over here, this just happened?
I think it's a normal, what's the name? I was working with Kelly in the studio at the time. I was producing her. And it's normal. I mean, if someone passes away and then, I mean, Senzo, I think I had met Senzo 3 days before he died. They came to the studio with Kelly. And I mean, it's normal for anyone to call somebody that, hey, so-and-so has passed away. So people actually think it was like a planned thing, whatever, and all that, which is, I mean, I found it bizarre because, I mean, what's wrong in calling and telling me that someone has died?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a big deal at all.
From the information you have, the advantage, because you were closer to some of the people who were in the house, because there's two stories here. Either he was shot by someone who was in the house or he was shot by people who came into the house. From the advantage information you have, what do you think happened here?
Honestly speaking, I wouldn't want to do it because I wasn't there. Kelly, my son, and all the people who were in the house can actually tell what really happened. What we are hearing on social media and all the noise is just people entertaining themselves, you know. But the truth can only be told by Kelly, khumalo, my son, and all the people who were in the house because they were there. We're not there.
Yeah, they are the ones that know what happened.
Exactly.
Do you think the whole situation deteriorated your son in terms of like just substance abuse, and it affected him to that level that he even relapsed?
It did, definitely. It did, because you remember after Men's Beruru, I think there's a guy called Men's Beruru, I don't
On
know.
Twitter,
He's the one who started all this thing. He created that story.
That he's the one who
He
killed Senzo.
He popularized this thing, so everyone bought into it. Even Botefo and all these lawyers, they just abstracted that information from a tweet and then created all the story, So it affected him badly, That's why he's been in and out of rehab and all that. But at some point, I had to give up as well, because...
I remember you were frustrated.
Yeah, I tried everything to help him. But I hope this time around he'll be fine, because he looks good. He's going back to the gym. It's my sister who rescued me this time. It was not me, because I was still mad at him, because, I took him to rehab more than 20 times.
Sure.
And, I have people talking about that, but... also, I have a very good relationship with Senzo's mom. I communicate with her almost every day.
Yeah.
We talk to their sister. If they have challenges, they'll call me, and I'll be there for them. It just to prove that, people out there, they'll say whatever they're saying, but they don't know what is happening behind us.
Yeah, and lastly, having worked with Kelly, when you see reports that she may have been behind all of this, how does that make you feel, if someone who has worked with her so closely?
To be honest with you, if she's part of it, I'll be very shocked, because what I know, she loves Senzo with all her heart. And also, when I heard that my son shot Senzo, I actually thought of Kelly, because Kelly's crazy. My son would have never went out of that house alive.
She would have killed him.
Trust me.
Jeez.
That's why I'm saying that, I would be very shocked. But, you never know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I hope he'll be fine, and I hope, as you say, he's strong enough to also go and give his testimony in court. Yo.
Yeah. Just before you go on, Uncle Niels, thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you, Uncle Niels.
You know what is funny about this whole thing? Now you listen to the interviews that this man has done. The tone keeps on changing. If you didn't know, when you listen to others, it's like he was leaving everything to Bokeli and the son.
Yes.
They must answer for this.
Yes.
And then it sounded like he was like throwing, in a sense, everything to them,
Longwe.
to say, you guys answer for whatever that you did, or answer for, it sounded like that, or answer to your duty, because you go around dragging my name. At some point, there were things like that, shouting at his son and all that. Sometimes, at some point, even said, I wish you were the one who pulled. There was always this way of putting things, if you ask me. Now, today, what we are hearing is the lovely, lovely story of two people who loved each other such that one would kill for another, which is a new story in this case, because when it comes to Chico, obviously, Kelly would have said that before. But now it comes to collaborate nicely now that new things are being revealed. They were at the studio the day before.
3 days
3 days before. And
that's the first time he says he met Senzo.
And he met Senzo. And this
For
is
the first time.
This is where you get confused.
3 days before he
A
passed
simple
away.
question is asked to say, okay, what did Kelly say when he called you? You are answering it. I don't know. You did. In fact, I'm even putting it in a nice way to say you are answering it. In a sense, you did not
Brushing
answer
it
it.
over.
You brushed it off. You brushed it off. You didn't answer it. You generalize. You say normal thing. Like
It's a normal thing.
telling someone.
For people to call you when their loved ones have passed away, it's normal.
And this is funny because now the choice of word when someone has passed away. Did he say that?
No, he didn't say when someone is, but when someone has died, he literally said when someone has died. Yes.
But according to this man previously, he said at the point when he was called, Senzo is still alive. In fact, because he was not at the hospital yet, we would assume he was alive. Where is this died and passed away now coming from? Choice of words.
The choice of words.
Very, 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 very interesting. And the convenience of Longwe appearing when the case seems to have been messed up to this point, where the weight, even if it comes, is not as heavy as it can. In fact, Botifo, people who probably would be more robust when it comes to questioning Longwe, they are no longer there. They are, not to say they are gone, but they are kept somewhere. Hey, they are kept somewhere. I mean,
and how he's making Tifo sound, he's making him sound like he was just believing gossips and rumors. Like there's no mention of 375. He's acting like 375 is a rumor.
And this is the man.
Gossip.
This is the man at some point who claimed that he sometimes talked to Tifo. He talks to Tifo.
Even Tifo was.
And it was good. And Tifo said
confirmed it. Yes.
Confirmed it.
We were all flabbergasted. I was like,
we even questioned.
I was shocked.
As to say, how can you be talking to someone
threw me off guard,
whose son is actually, in a sense, part of the accused, according to what we are hearing, according to 375. How can you be talking? This is obviously, I would say alleged, because I don't know the nitty-gritties of the question. Yes, we did ask that uncomfortable question. We were uncomfortable. We were uneasy.
We were. I was not expecting him to be talking to Chico in my opinion.
It sounded like you are now selling out, in a sense. That's how, in fact, other people on the chat, they were putting it like that.
Yes.
That, okay, now you're probably now playing for another team.
Is that
what is happening? And today, strong words are coming out to say that even lawyers such as Tifo, they believed
men's not bury a rule.
You know?
And remember how Tifo on the live we did with him, he was very critical of men's not bury a rule. He criticized. So at the time, all of us were like, huh? Mr. Anonymous and I were like, I was like,
how can you?
What is going on?
How can you? We suspect that 375 has a son of that person and the rest of the people who were in the house. All of a sudden, how can you speak so nice of that person? And the other thing that I'm picking up is that to me, it sounds like a cleanup process. When you went home there, it was they show your face and then sound like now or look like you're helping at home. And I'm wondering, because there is no follow-up of that. In fact, Sfiso would talk more about people that are assisting at home.
Yes.
We are not hearing...
And he's saying that he's calling Senzo's mother every day. He's even talking to the sister every day.
That sounds like a proper, well-put marketing PR stunt. Which, in my humble opinion, a man does not need to do that. You don't need to do that. Why do you need to do that? Not to say that at some point we questioned the rest of people, the public opinion. They questioned the fact that it was said in court that you offered a holiday.
Yes.
To Kelly. And it was said by Tumelo.
Yes, Tumelo said it. He said
and you never
offered Kelly a holiday after the incident.
The same way you are brushing this question of what was said on that phone call, you did the very same thing also. In a sense, okay, yeah, just make them feel okay.
There's nothing wrong with offering a holiday. Well, you were Kelly's producer. You were a colleague for the time being to Kelly. I mean, colleagues offering vacations after
such big incident that might actually require someone maybe to be arrested. Do you understand? Someone might be, you are offering a way out. Might be implicated.
And you are offering them
and you say,
a trip.
Go to a trip.
It's rather strange.
Very strange. And the talk that you are doing, it's like you are a PR team of your own son. He's an old man. If you say, and we claim he's ready as he is when it comes to testifying, then let him face this media.
I think it's already begun letting him face the media, in my opinion. I stumbled upon something very interesting today. So I believe that the PR campaign has begun when it comes to Longwe. They have cleaned him up, in my opinion, and they are saying that he's coming to testify. They are certain about it. They are not tataziling. They are not stuttering. They are certain that he will come to the Senzo Meyiwa trial to testify. And the way this PR campaign has begun, it seems like he will be testifying after recess, in my opinion.
No, it's not only the assumption that we can make. It is not for me a coincidence that a judge mentions that surname.
He
towards
did
the
mention
end.
Longwe. He mentioned Longwe.
Longwe, in fact, not even a surname, Longwe.
He mentioned Longwe, the judge, and one of our callers even pointed it out yesterday that he mentioned Longwe.
Why would the cleaning of this guy from wherever he was, and then all of a sudden the father comes out and speaking, obviously will say he had his own reason to speak about that because maybe he was there to do something else. Obviously that question will always pop up, and then all of a sudden we also we are hearing from Longwe, and then the judge talks about Longwe. A judge that claims that he does not watch what happens from the media in the media about this case, to really close off with that. I don't know whether it was a mistake or what. A mistake that
to mention
really
that name,
that brings that name. I mean, it can be coincident, eh?
And what did you make of him insinuating? Or, for me, in my opinion, I feel like he is still protecting his son. In not so many words, he is kind of saying that his son did not do it, in my opinion, because him insinuating that Kelly is actually capable of killing. He says it in a joking manner to say that if his son was the one who killed Senzo, Kelly loved Senzo so much that he wasn't going to leave there alive. I don't know if I'm drawing too much into it.
Look, you probably are not, because one might ask a question as to after the so-called harassment that happened in that house through the stick and all that, how did this other one then made it out if they were there in that house?
How?
And we are told that, in fact, she's the first one who ran away, disappeared from the scene. Where would you do? How? Paint it to me. Where was love shown in that incident? Let's assume that someone from the outside entered that house, and then something happened to your so-called boyfriend that you really loved, and from the testimonies we're hearing, most of the time you were the one who was in the room. In fact, you came last. So it just doesn't make sense how they are portraying this person who's brave to really do anything for Senzo. I'm not sure. Maybe we read too much into things. But to me, it sounds like a PR stunt that you are not supposed to do if there's nothing to it. There's no need. There's no need for you see people who do PR stunts. They worry me, because it's like you are laying the basis of what is about to happen. And there's no need for you to do that. If the truth is there, it should be easy for you to let it unfold without having to talk to media and all that.
And by the way, he was kind of promoting something else. He says he's a filmmaker now. He was promoting a new film in that interview. And people were calling in to the show and really praising him for the music and everything that he's done. So that's why we've come to the conclusion that it was a PR type of interview. Because the callers that were let through had nothing but praises for him for his music that he did in the 80s.
It's very funny how, if you follow from Kelly, every time he's about to promote something, the name comes out. Obviously, we know that whatever happened is still not answered as yet. So people will always ask about it, and but the willingness to be forthcoming with answers and all that, to such an extent that at some point they would even reveal that they are ready for their day in court. And then today we hear, or one of these days we heard that actually she's not even coming there.
So further confirmation was done by Longwe himself in an exclusive interview that he had gotten his act back together and will soon take the stand as a state witness in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. So Longwe Twala recently made headlines for being on the run, allegedly trying to avoid telling his side of the story about what transpired on that fateful Sunday night at the Spaza house in Vosloorus when Senzo died. He said that he became a hectic substance abuser after Senzo was murdered, and he said that being labeled the killer was what affected him. It affected him, and now he's looking forward to getting back to the studio and working on his music.
Another music is being promoted. It's a movie being promoted, or someone release a hit song that needs to be promoted. I mean, all these people, all three of these people, the name Senzo comes out.
It's not just three. Everyone who was in that house.
Even Zandi.
Even Zandi. I mean, whenever she needs to promote something, she has to talk about Senzo's case. So he said that he has nothing to hide and that he's putting back together the pieces of his life. So just like all the people who were in the house of Kelly Khumalo's mom, he told his version of the story in an interview on Metro FM way back in 2018, that very confusing interview where he says his phone was in the pocket and next thing it wasn't in the pocket, he left it in the house.
He went out to look for help. He never came back with any help.
And notice
in fact, there is no story of his whereabouts. If he comes, then it will be the first time hearing after the whole incident what happened to him, because there is really no clear story. Whether he went to the hospital, whether he ran and never came back, someone fetched him on the highway, then the question would be, what were they using to come to that house? What happened to that? Who was he alone? Was there someone else? There's basically no story up until today, and that's a bigger piece that was missing in the story. Because the why I call it the bigger piece, the start of this whole incident, it started with Longwe Twala making his way out. It started with Longwe Twala making his way out,
pushing the first intruder
Yes.
that had a firearm.
Nosicelo, thank you very much. Again, I think you've been, I think that was Nosicelo, now that I remember.
Yes, Nosicelo, thank
Nosicelo,
you.
yes, thank you very much for
Thank
your
you for your generous donation.
donation. Thank you. We appreciate everything that you have done for us, and may the Lord increase you.
Your financial portion.
Yes. So
And-
basically, Emily, all I'm saying is that the first person to move out of the house, we want to know what he saw on the yard. We want to know where he went, which side did he go to, left or right. We want to know whether he ran to was there any neighbor that he talked to
on his way
because he wanted to go out
the
and
park.
help? So the issue of a cell phone,
Then from the
it's
park, where
clearly
did he go?
confusing. Did he go out with a phone? If not, then why was it not taken by the people who were so-called robbers who took a phone and probably did not take a phone at some point?
Why did he leave his car and run over
Okay,
to the
maybe
park?
he left his car because it was parked. We know that it could be the case. But all I'm saying is, how
come the car was not there when the incident was allegedly?
how come the pictures are not showing
The
that car? I think that's a correct.
Because you ran.
That's a correct thing because that's a crime scene now.
Because you ran.
So almost everyone would eventually come back, and those are things that we need to know.
And mind you, the confessions that have been deemed or ruled admissible don't talk anything about Longwe. Some say there were 3 people in the house: Zandi, Kaylee, and Senzo. There's no mention of Longwe pushing somebody with a firearm.
Hey, we are being blessed today. I'm even scared. Nostelo, thank you again.
You know, Stelo. Ha! You are scaring us now. What?
Hey, thank you, thank you. It's you know, when you receive in abundance. Thank you very much. So those are things that we need to
Ask
clear.
ourselves, and also
And that's gonna be a bigger portion of people who are to come and testify. I mean, if you ask Longwe Twala the questions, you would need to relax. I mean, I would estimate each advocate at least something less than 2 hours or 3 hours is not enough, because we need to hear his story properly
and understand
and it,
make it make
and
sense.
digest it, make it make sense. Where did you go when you went out? Who did you see? There could have been 1, 2, 3 people on the yacht, according to the so-called confessions. I'm saying 1, 2, 3 because numbers change now and then. Which side did you go to?
Which side?
Let's say by a chance you went to the side where the car was parked, the getaway car, the so-called getaway car. Did you see that car? Maybe you're gonna come with the number plate. You know, those are things that I just wanna know. In my head, they are playing right now as I'm thinking about him coming to testify.
And how did those 2 guys who were said to be on the lookout outside, one was by the window, Usbia, right, was by the window, and the other one was...
I'm trying not to sketch a story for him.
Okay.
There's a lot of things
so
that
many
were said.
questions.
So if we were to
So
say it
let us
now,
not
it would
guide him.
actually sort of give a guidance,
That's not guided.
because there are many things that needs to be answered. You know, we say things, next thing the answer is there for them. So we
They're prepared in advance.
there's a lot of time up until 15th April. There's a lot of time. So I just want to know. I just want to know what really happened. Did you go out with your phone? Did you leave your phone behind? Which one?
He has to choose. We'll see what choice he makes in court. So, yes, after that, he started trending on social media for all the wrong reasons, he says, after 2018 with that Metro FM interview, and mostly regarding his substance abuse addiction. So, sometime last year, a picture of a very unhealthy looking Longwe surfaced on social media. I mean, he was looking rather like a para, in my opinion. And a lot of people were moved by those pictures. They felt like, ooh, he's going through the most. Ooh, like a lot of people, funny enough, had compassion for him in that moment to say that, he looks like he's not doing well. And it was also rumored that he was on the run around that time. I remember we covered bits and pieces of the story where they were saying that he was living under the bridge in Veiws or something like that. There's a video that we did.
We
sometime
even
last
did a
year.
video on that.
Yes, they were saying that the police are looking for him to testify. They can't find him because he no longer resides at his father's house. He's not even at his
But
mother's
that
house.
is being debunked because, I mean, the father is saying was helping him. So he could have known where he was. That story
Yes.
then
Is being debunked now.
being debunked.
So Longwe said that some of the reports have been hugely exaggerated. The only running away that he's been doing for years is from himself. This is so poetic. And that is why he decided to get clean and avail himself as a state witness on the ongoing trial. And even though he was in the dark space of addiction, he kept communicating with the people. So what
With
we
the
are
people,
getting
what people?
with the police.
With the police.
With the police.
So he kept communicating with the police.
So what we're getting from this here is that the police have been in contact with Longwe.
They were in touch with Long.
Yes.
He was not far from them. It's just that he was not ready.
So this interview was conducted by a journalist from Drum Magazine, and he actually sat with Longwe in the studio. It was a Monday afternoon on the 11th of March 2014 at his father's studio in Veiws, just a few hours after the cops dropped off the papers. Apparently, while this journalist was there, the police dropped off the paper subpoenaing him to be a state witness.
What
when
a
the
nice
trial
stage.
resumes.
What a nice stage. What a very nice
So
stage.
they have a
I mean,
witness who saw the subpoena
This-
thing in the
yes.
form of a journalist.
Yes. They wouldn't have subpoenaed him at home, right? Because they needed him to go exactly there. I'm not saying that is the case, but in front of the media that is writing, and look now, it's in front of the journalist. Now it's in the paper. It's on the paper that happened. It's a good news, good way of doing things when SAPS. It's a very nice one. You really outdone yourself. It's the best that you can ever do.
So now the person interviewing him said that Longwe striked a relaxed figure. How can he be relaxed when he's being subpoenaed?
Oh, because the truth, the truth is that he knows the truth of what happened there, and he's gonna tell his truth.
Unless if he was told that the subpoena is coming.
I just am not. I do not understand. Did they have like a tracker on him? Well, I mean, I got a feeling that there's a bit of testing here. How is the society responding to this whole process that has happened about Longwe? Let us make an announcement. Let us make it known that it's been subpoenaed. Not only the father would come later and say such things, not only him saying it there. Let us have a feasible, tangible proof that here's what happened.
Well, he told the journalist that it was his first time speaking to a journalist after his images were trending, and he was called a Nyaupe boy, and that he was running away from the police. He said that if he wanted to run away, then he would have done so, and he would have left South Africa. He said that he was going through his own stuff. He said that he just wanted his freedom to enjoy his illegal substances in peace. The journalist said that he seemed a bit shy, but looked well. And he just came out of the rehabilitation center at the weekend, and he said that he had been distracted because of the illegal substances that he was taking. And he said that he wanted to indulge in these illegal substances in peace, but he got to a point where he was fed up with consuming those illegal substances, and his family helped him. I'm sure you heard on that interview we played earlier on where Chico was saying that his sister, Longwe's aunt, is the one who helped pay for the rehab. So he said that it was
now that is giving someone who's saying that really I had given up. I didn't care of what was happening anymore. And the aunties, obviously, aunties love their brother's kids. They would do anything for them.
Oh, yes. And he mentioned even on the interview that he had taken him to rehab about 20 times. So this time around, he perhaps had given up, and the sister came in and said, I can help out. And it looks like the sister's chipping in has produced the results, because for now, it seems like we have a sober Longwe who's going to testify in court. Now, he said
I have a problem with this whole incident that has happened. Let us say the Longwe goes in there and tells a different story. Wouldn't that be blamed on the issue that he was not in his sober mind and whatnot?
it depends if he's not sober on that day.
I'm just saying, how will you determine his soberness, his sobriety on that day?
That is something that the court will have to decide on.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing a spinner.
History. Yes, that you are valid in your question. This person has a history. So how would the court not be able to tell while he's on the box that today he's okay?
Let's say he goes there and say, hey, listen, the theories that have been on me in social media are true. I'm just saying, let's say he goes and say that. And then comes the other day, they say, hey, this guy, man, he just decided to default, or he was not in a sober state. He was not a credible witness. So whatever that he said, forget it.
I don't know. Well, he said that it was the first time that he got to that point with his addiction. And he said that he was starting to get scared. He got warning signs that if he didn't stop, he was going to die. The only way he could protect himself was by praying. Asked what else he may have made to make him disappear, he says that there is nothing that would have made him want to leave Joburg. Longwe said that he left home last year and was living in different, I'm going to refer to them as trap houses. For those who may not understand what I mean by trap houses, is those houses, where there's full of people who are hooked on illegal substances. Those houses, those random houses that you find mostly in a town, and you'll find them. I know there's a couple of them in Sunnyside.
Yeah, I know them
where
too.
It's just full. Yeah, it's busy. People are up and down, and there's a lot of paras. It's a busy house. Those kind of houses is where he said he used to go to. And he said that he was taking illegal substances all over the streets as well. He said that he was not living his normal life. He hit rock bottom, and the only alternative was to do piece jobs. And he said that his life was about repeatedly taking illegal substances. He said that he was on his own, not working, but he would do garden services and wash cars. So when he saw that he was out, I guess, of money, he would go to the nearest petrol stations and lie to people and manipulate them to give him money.
Let us listen to that story. Listen careful to that story. Listen careful. And I want you to say it slow. You're saying we had someone who was at a state of being a para, maybe, as it is
That's
alleged.
exactly what he's describing here. He
And
was
then
a para.
he was working
Allegedly.
gardens. Have you ever seen a para that works gardens?
Yes. When they want the money, they will do anything, or they will claim. The job.
No. Have
is
you
not
ever seen a para that goes and do someone's garden? Let's be honest here. I've seen people who are struggling.
And I
Who,
know
because we might confuse people
I'm
who are
speaking
dead.
from experience.
Yeah.
I know my brother used to do that.
We are talking about, you are talking about someone who's at home. Someone who would move out of home, who would sometimes bath. Right?
Okay, he would.
We are talking about someone
been forced.
who was at some point at the state of being going around and staying. Those people don't even stay in areas that have houses. They only go there if they need to do something and quick and get out. Mostly they are in towns. As you said, your Sunnyside, that is closer to CBD of Pretoria. That is basically part of CBD.
Yes. There's a lot of trap houses.
There's a
there.
lot of people there also to beg from. So have you ever seen, in fact, can you now, different question, take someone who's a para, not bathing, say, do my garden, get in my yard and do my
Wash
garden.
my car. I haven't seen paras wash cars, and there's no way any person would allow a para to wash their car. No.
When we talk about PR stunts, it has element. I'm not saying that this is a PR stunt, but it has element of a PR stunt where we are saying we are making someone look holier than thou in their difficulties and all those difficult things, and they were hustling, they were praying, and I'm sorry, but I'm trying to digest what you are saying to me now, and I'm also finding it hard.
And you know what they got me? When they say he was subpoenaed with the journalist there. I was like, this is too good to be
There's
true.
this is like a drama to me. Like, honestly speaking, this person, we have a story that we can talk about for like an hour. Just him appearing from that cleanup wherever he came from during the weekend. Already we have incident, and now we are recollecting where he was and what he was going through. And it sounds like, other than him being blamed, it is blamed on people who pushed him there. So tell me, are those not the characteristics of a PR? That I'm just asking. Are those not?
It's like a PR cleanup. They want to get over this case now. So
Have you ever had a situation where some celeb, he's a celeb in any case,
he's a
has
celebrity.
messed up somewhere, and then they start telling you that he went to the community and he was really helping kids during the weekend. He was cleaning the roads and all those things. Meanwhile, they are talking about a meter or something even less than that. And then take pictures of that person with a broom on the overall and all that. Then that person's whatever that he did is cleaned. Then he can go back and do his work as usual. It's someone was asking that a PR star. That is a PR star.
it's sounding like one. Eh? But it's not done. Sharing how he ended up in rehab, he said that he saw his life flash before his eyes when he was attacked by a homeless substance abuser in Diepkloof. So someone like him attacked him, and he said that this happened in Diepkloof in Soweto, so he decided to change his ways.
Was he hit somewhere?
He
Is there
said he was
anything to show?
attacked.
Oh, you were attacked.
There are no specifics of how he was attacked. whether he went to the hospital or not, if he almost passed on. Was it as bad as being at the Spaza house in 2014? Because in my opinion, I feel like he was more traumatized by what happened at the Spaza house than...
If you said that, if you said I was more traumatized by what I saw, hence I couldn't, that sounds a bit better. Not saying that, but it sounds a bit better.
Palatable.
But now you're talking
you're
about
in another homeless person,
and not
into
also
the
bringing
situation.
in people that drove you there through social media and all that.
So he says that he's been experimenting with illegal substances since the age of 19. He admitted this. And to think, was he above the age of 19 when the incident happened in 2014? I think so. I think he was. So he said that he started with Dacha, then moved on to more heavier ones. And when he decided to go to rehab, he was heavy on the one with the stones. I will not mention it by name, but it's an illegal substance that is bought in a form of like rocks, smaller nyana ones. Well, he says that he was enough, and he asked his brother to take him to his grandmother's place. Then he went to rehab. Now he is fresh from rehab, and he says by the time of the interview, he's been 6 weeks clean. He says that he is fine now and taking it one day at a time. So he said that he's never shied away to speak about the night Senzo Meyiwa died, and he's ready to tell his version, even though people have been accusing him of pulling the trigger. Doesn't that sound like we are ready for our day in court?
It does.
It's giving the same vibe,
And wouldn't you be surprised if they say we don't need to call that witness? Eventually.
Nothing surprises me anymore in that court. It just irritates me, but nothing surprises me. Well, he said that it irritated him to have to defend himself. He
Irritated.
said he's irritated by the fact that all the time he has to defend himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that, and I quote, "Every time I try to get my life back, this thing always comes."
What thing?
He's talking about the case, the incident that happened at the Spaza house in 2014.
The incident or this thing? Which thing? The case? The
This
case is,
thing.
well,
He means
you
the case.
went asleep, you are woke now. The case has never stopped. Because, we have 100 or even 200 witnesses. What are we supposed to do?
And this time around, he said, "I won't allow it to disturb me because I have nothing to do with it." Remember also how in that interview, the father, Chico Twala, is saying that this whole case has disturbed him mentally, I think. That's what he was alluding to, that it has really disrupted him. And everything must be left to the law, he said. The media must stop assuming their things and lies about me because it is untrue. What I hate the most is that people believe all these lies, he says.
What are we supposed to believe?
Why aren't the police after me?
What are we supposed... Come on.
Why aren't
Because
the
they are
police
after
him?
They are after dance, Akir. So,
Why is it the media that is after me?
no, but they are after dance. Why wouldn't the media be after him? Because one, we are talking about someone here who was brave enough to push through two people
Yes.
that at some point around the same case, both accused had guns. And there were people outside. Now we are hearing that there were people outside.
That were guarding outside.
And we want to know what
And
really...
remember, they placed Fisoku Hlentuli, accused number 5, in the driverway car.
Yeah, we want to know, honestly speaking, kuti usinde kanjani. if you take the caller's analysis yesterday of to start with Moses' confession, two of those people don't leave anyone to tell the story, right? And then and Dulu also
does not
leave
behind.
allegedly.
No, it's not allegedly. He's convicted. He ended the lives of people that were witnesses as well, or potential.
I just would
witnesses.
like to use allegedly. Because I've never gotten time to look at that case.
Well, we did talk about it on the channel. It's not a secret. It's there in the media.
So, out of all this, you survived.
No, he survived. He lived
Unharmed.
to tell the tale. And now we want to know that tale.
So, you not only did you pass two people who were dangerous, according to Moses' confession, even Danzi's confessions, the different cabal now, also dangerous. You know, maybe you could have survived on Saturday because Moses' people came on Saturday, but also on Sunday you survived the other cabal. Because
Yes.
I'm sure you might be confused because, I mean, you haven't been maybe following this case as it is expected, as you are going to come and be a witness. We have two theories. There's something that happened in that Spaza house on Saturday, Sabata, and this is Moses' confession. And then there's something that happened on Sunday. So you survive Saturday, you survive Sunday.
He survived both days. Yes.
And by the way, Moses one, you are right, because you might have survived because it does not even include you. There was three people, one male, obviously the one that was shot, and then there was two women. So you probably were not there. We're just filling you up. And then the Sunday one, that's where probably you are, because they are not mentioning you, but that's where probably you were there. Only the people in the house are mentioning that when now you were the first one to actually jump, and you also said it. And then you went out, you left your phone in your house, and then your phone is in your pocket, but you couldn't call the police for some weird reasons. You went for help through neighbors, and we are told that there were people outside actually chilling there with their friends, and they were watching everything, obviously. So that they don't know also where to put you. So we want to hear you saying, this is where I was. Position yourself like your brother, Chico Twala, because it is not clear also where Chico Twala's portion of this whole sketch is. Only him was able to explain it in two different ways. Could it be that he jumped the wall, or it could be that he went out the gate to actually enter the neighbors. It's a lot. You need a lot of time to digest. I would assume, as Mngomezulu is busy, you also need to be starting and watching those 5 hours court proceedings in SABC.
Yeah. And watching them now like this, it's a lot.
You can sleep sometimes because you get people testifying about traffic stuff. At least that one is recently. There's a lot of things that are happening that you need to go through, and then you get yebo.
I wonder if they're gonna make him point out. Do you think they're gonna make him point out like they did to Dumelo and Miss Lorraine?
They didn't make him point out. Did they make it? Oh, they were asked to point out.
They pointed out in court.
Yeah. They voluntarily pointed out at some point, and then they were asked later to point out. Maybe they're gonna make him point out.
Also point at Ntanzi, allegedly.
You remember what you did to us?
Oh,
Stuff
my
like that. There's we have been through a lot, Longwe. A lot with this case. So please take your time, man. They have archives there, YouTube. I know that you're not supposed to watch the case, but I can direct you. I can direct you directly where you can get it. If you like ENCA, it's there also in ENCA. Somewhere, somehow, you might not be hearing voices because sometimes audio was really bad, but we soldier on. We're waiting for you to tell us the story also of what happened.
So that's it, guys. That's it. That's a summary, or rather, what has been happening while we were following the case with relation to Longwe Twala. He's been talking to the media, and his father also confirmed the same thing, that he will be coming to testify. So I don't know if anybody,
even the journalist confirmed.
Even the journalist confirmed that he was subpoenaed in front.
Because he was subpoenaed in front.
Yes, he was subpoenaed in front of him. So he confirmed that indeed this
it's
testimony
is
going to be taking place. Okay, he's
what
going
if
to
he was
court
chilling there by
the
back of the van or a double cab? They drop him dead. They're like, we're coming after you, just right after you. Hey guys, I'm joking, man. I'm joking. Please, this.
And these people that take us serious.
You need a
now
ride.
that I think about it, I got to say, you
need a ride, bruh. I heard you are going for an interview. Just hop in. We'll. Mzansi, hello.
Morning, my beautiful people. I'm calling you from Australia, and I just want to quickly make a comment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritties of the case because you guys have really done a good job reviewing that today. So my comment is directed at the people who are, celebrating the demise of the 5 young men sitting in that dock. These people who are celebrating the demise of these young men are celebrating for, in my opinion, a number of reasons. Firstly, they think that what is happening to those young guys will never happen to them, because they think that as long as they follow the rules, they abide by the law, and they do the right thing, and they, put on the straight jacket and they stay in the straight and narrow, nothing will happen to them, right? Because they assume that people who are in prison are all guilty of the crimes that they were accused of. They don't understand that every prison in the world has innocent people in there, right? And then another reason is that they think that, they are free, right? Because they are free, they can just say whatever and celebrate and dance and clap hands and be happy. But what they don't realize is that they're only free until they make someone angry or they find themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time, right? For example, like a fish. When a fish swims in a tank, it thinks it's free because it can somersault, it can do all these things. But until it gets closer to the glass and touches the glass, it realizes that, I'm only free within confined boundaries or certain parameters. So these people also think they are free, but they don't understand that they're only free within certain parameters. And until they do something wrong, not even something wrong per se, but until they make someone angry without them even knowing that they're making someone angry, they can find themselves in the same position where these guys are, right? Yeah. So, it's so sad because we're supposed to have this justice system that is supposed to be fair and objective, and, it will send innocent people home, and then the guilty people will go to prison because they cannot be rehabilitated in society. That's what we assume. Until you are in that system, then you will realize that, this system is actually not fair. It is just, it's just like a truck that is leaping forward without wheels. Do you know what I mean? Without wheels, yeah. And then also, this justice system in our country, it's made up of institutions that I will not mention by name. We all know about what these institutions are. These institutions have people in them that are very, very, very powerful. We've seen that with this case. People that are so powerful that, they can create, they can turn fiction into reality. They are very good storytellers. In Setswana we say ba bopa kgomo ya mmo ba e re mmu. So basically they can create a cow out of clay and make it move. Basically, So
Yes.
to all the people who are celebrating, I just want to send out a warning to all of them to say, as you celebrate and you jump up and down, you better pray and hope that you do not find yourself in the same predicament, because we will not be showing you or extending you any empathy. That's all I have to say. You guys are doing a great job, and just keep going. We're here to support you. We're here with you. We're cheering you on. We're family, and I love you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. You have a good day.
You too.
The ones who Chico say we are entertaining ourselves. We are entertaining ourselves. This is reducing this to entertainment. Hey guys, does he realize that people's lives are on the line? Because I'm like, what is going to happen to that young man? No one cares about him. No one cares about his life, his future.
Akuthiwa babopha inkomo yobumba. Ibe nenyawo ihambe impela ithi mo.
It's more.
Hey. Jela.
That's a perfect painting of what's happening.
Bakhona ukuyiphefumulela.
Kasitswana.
Bakhona ukuyiphefumulela ngomoya.
Iphile.
I'm sorry guys, I'm laughing. Just sometimes you
make it move.
You have to reflect on this thing and then just laugh. I mean, where are we? Have you ever walked in the dark and thought, hey, there's gonna be light.
There's light at the
you keep
end
on
of the
moving
tunnel,
too.
but this tunnel keeps getting darker and
darker.
darker and darker and darker. We are in the darkness right now. There's no glimpse of hope. It's just darkness.
So we are in that situation about this case. Please like the video and share the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. This is a light one. Obviously, we're just updating you about what is happening while they are off, and we're going to be updating you on all others that we were left behind on, because we are focusing on this one. Please do watch them, because I think they all speak the same language, most of them that we touch. So please like the video and share the video, and for those who contributed generously, thank you. We appreciate you. May the Lord increase you. And membership, we appreciate you at large. Our protocol
Thank
is
you,
observed.
Guys. Thank you.
Because there's no one who's
with
calling.
us.
I guess we had one caller today. Thank you.
And no voice notes.
No voice notes, no nothing.
Okay,
We
guys,
don't
then
normally
that's
do
a
that.
wrap. For those who will be able to manage to catch up on the video in the morning, hi, welcome. And don't forget to hit that like button, okay?
Yes.
Hit that like button.
Let's see
please.
who was on the chat though before we leave.
Okay.
Mrs. K.
K,
Was there in the
welcome
lead.
back.
To me. Was there. Togo was there. Sizwe Mkaka was there. And saying, was saying, and then we have Nosicelo. And again, Nosicelo, we appreciate what you have done. Thank you very, very, very much
Highly
for
appreciate
what
it.
you have
Thank
done.
you. Yo.
And then Gift Nyati is there. Togozi Silanga is there. Pearl Khumalo is there. Tiny Nkosi is there. I'm hoping that I'm not butchering. English is not my mother's tongue. And then Net is there. Tapsile is there. Who else was there? And then Feya wa Africa. It was there. And then we had, I think, guys, if I didn't mention your name, I'm sorry, but I tried. Marcos was there. It happens. It's darker here.
Okay, I'm seeing. I was right around where you had Togozi Silanga, Feawa Africa, Tumi McMaster, and Gift Nyati. Sinenhlanhla Bengu, one of our moderators, as well as Nat and Togozi Silanga. These three are our moderators on Mzansi.
No, there's also Ansi K. Moyo.
There's Ansi K. Moyo, the
probably
fourth
is gonna
one.
watch in the morning. There's Togozi Silanga. There's let's see. As Nenhlanhla ifunenge ngana. I didn't have a choice. Shazi also was there.
Buturamukate. Gift. Okay, I've read Gift.
Cecile was there.
345 Gmail Tabby. We're gonna say Tabby.
Introduce Ronald Shongwe was there also. Busani Sibanda was there. Prudence Sibanyoni was there.
Nkululeko. Thank you guys. Thank you. And good
And
night everyone.
again, thank you, Neil. Nils, for your contribution. Thank you, Uncle Nils. Thank you for your contribution. Lindeni Hatebe, thank you for your contribution. I think Bruno, we see you. Sims Club, we see you. Stu Dube, we see you. And the first to comment was Lana Lento. That was the first commenter today. And thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you guys. We'll see each other on the next one. There's something that I'm working on. I don't know how you guys are going to receive it, but we'll see. We'll see how you guys receive it. It'll be a surprise.
Right.
Start of a new series.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. CN Poker. Bye. I think everyone, Tembelani Kanye, night Tembelani, Meli Gaivala, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Please continue watching until the end. Watch also the adverts. That's how we get to see the next day and also patch up where we need to patch up, because we need to patch up here on this material. Some of it is old. Thank you.
Hey, but thank you guys for watching, and thank you so much for the support. And yes, we're like a dog with a bone with this case, and we will not let it go until it ends. Okay?
Bye.
Bye.